Hey guys, how's it going? Coach Clark here. Welcome to Coach Clark's Quarter and the Mighty Mo offense, part 6. Today I'm going to introduce to you the toss play, and it's real yin to the yang. Most of our plays, our fullback is at 3.5 yards and our tailback's super tight, and we're just hitting that hole on the dive and the lead, and it's all oil rules. The toss play is really yin to the yang. And we just pounded the rock up the inside, and so that maybe these defenders are starting to bite a little bit and come flying inside to take on the inside run. So that's when we put the toss play in. There's a few key points of emphasis. There's only 2 of these blocks that are the most important. Everybody's reaching except the backside tight end scraping across the formation, trying to get a piece of the biggest threat. It's this play side tight end hooking the defensive end. On a positive note, it being a skill guy, he's a little bit more nimble and a little bit quicker, and he can work to that outside shoulder. So we have to get this guy hooked. The second one is the fullback. He's going to cheat his normal alignment out. He's going to take a step back and be at about 4 yards and line up on the outside shoulder of the guard. He's going to take a lateral step. From his 3-point stance, he's going to turn and go. And he's looking to hit the first off-color defender that's out here in the alley. And there's a very important key emphasis. When we're running lead or a power, any type of, any of our inside runs, our fullback can just knock him in the next week. But he's got to be a bit more cautious on a toss play. As soon as he engages that alley defender, he needs to sink his hips, settle, and try to either turn his butt to the alley and mirror or shield the defender, or if he's coming up, he needs to wall him off and push him into the sideline. Our tailback is going to get a little bit deeper. He's going to probably line up, take a big old step back. He's going to take a lateral step, take off running, and it's going to be a track meet. He's going to take off after catching the pitch. He's getting on that fullback's hip, and he's taking off and running hard. And he's not allowed to make any cuts until he's well past the line of scrimmage in the open field. You're the fastest guy on the team if you're usually getting the toss play, so you'll make it a track meet. You do things a little bit different with that quarterback. For one, it's always a reverse pivot. If I'm quarterback on toss right, I'm always opening to my left, and I'm pigeon-toeing my toe right in front of where I'm going to pitch that ball. And there's no right or wrong way to pitch that ball as long as it's in front of that tailback. He can catch it and take off running. We've had some guys that they reverse pivot and do an option pitch, thumb down. Some guys, they can get a rugby pass and spin it. What I taught was, I always taught the knuckleball, where it's almost like a chest pass. Or like if you're a video game or anime enthusiast, we call it the Hadoken. or the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z. And that's our basic toss play. And so the rest of these guys, this play will work as long as they get a piece of somebody. A lot of that time, this nose is maybe not as big or as strong or terribly mobile. And there's a game planning thing. If this is a quicker kid, the center's going to focus on hooking him and keeping him from scraping down the line, But if this is a big old heaver, not terribly athletic, just a hole plugger, we're going to just rip across his nose, get a piece of him, and block a bigger threat. And so I'm going to show you a few variations here. Some teams, this was a playoff game many years ago. It was about 2018. These guys, they beat a team on a film the previous week I thought was better, but when they ran outside, it was a base formation like we were up here, and their fullback was behind center. and they were running this weird invert. They had three big dudes. They were all about 250 apiece. Their job was just to take on all the front five and mess them up. And they had this stud linebacker. He was kind of their go-to guy, your typical 8-man football player that scores all your touchdowns, makes all your tackles. They just really, he's already in the backfield cleaning somebody's clock before you can get to him. They did not do a very good job accounting for him. So, while we're game planning, I text the coach that, it's probably a good time to run our Rio toss crack, against this weird inverted triple stack defense. So how this works is we just take the back, if we're having a trouble with a reach block or some guy here outside is just killing us every time. So these guys' jobs haven't changed. It's Rio, toss, right. It's crack it like we're cracking an egg. The thing is we just want to get somebody in this guy's face because he was making all their plays and nobody hardly touched him on the previous game, Phil. So what's going to happen is our tight end is going to, from the far side, is going to cheat over. And if it helps, usually you want your inside foot forward, but you can invert your stance a little bit. Makes it easier walling the guy off. It was, in the good old days, you could ear hold this dude and, make him see stars, but it's really not anymore like a basketball screen. And so what the fullback does is he's leading up. He's looking for someone a little bit further because we're kind of switching. So our big guy gets a mano-a-mano matchup, usually with a cover guy or a corner or somebody here who may not be the best tackler. And you get a good pop out of that. So up here, we got wing right, toss right, crack on the DE. So if we're having a hard time reach blocking this guy, and you can do, and when you call this out of the wing, your fullback's running the toss. If you got a more athletic guy or he's done a lot of hard work and blocking, and you want to reward him with an extra carry, we just can't reach block this guy to save our life. So here's what we're going to do: we're going to put the tailback out there. He's going to crack and replace. Our tight end's going to pull around and lead up the hole. Nothing else changes. And this is a last thing I got here on the toss play is it's really just lead with some window dressing. We call it pitch. It's just we've just killed them with the toss multiple times. So they think we've got our fullback set to the wide side of the field. They think we're running toss again, and these guys are all just shifting over. So all we're doing is running a lead with some window dressing. It's pitch right. So instead of reverse pivoting, our quarterback is going to open. He's just going to flip the ball play side to the tailback, and it's important that tailback goes and he takes a rock over step, plants, and takes off running like we're running league. Our hope is that these guys anticipating the toss over pursue, and we can make a play up the middle. We've only called this in a game maybe once or twice, but it's usually a score both times. So that's about all I got as far as the toss play is concerned. Give me a like and subscribe on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at Coach Clark Blue Defense. That's all I've got for right now. This is Coach Clark's Corner. Everybody keep your stick on the ice.